Before I get started, I do consulting on where you can move. I'll work with you to find the perfect place for you to move to. There's more information at the end of the video about that. Now let's get started. Back in the day, everybody lived in rural areas. Then, bam, everybody moved to a big city. It was okay at first, but then it got too crowded and dangerous and there was way too much drama. So now everybody's scrambling to figure out where they can go. The only place that's left where it's safe and cheap anymore are small towns. So it might be time to bring it back to the heartland, everybody. This is Tiny Town 2.0. West Virginia. It gets a bad rap. You know, all the challenges with rural poverty and bad health and opioid abuse. The stereotypes about West Virginia are justifiably strong. It's sad, and you can understand why loads of people are leaving the state right now. But there's something you may not know about it. There's some really nice parts here. I'm going to drive through a small area in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia and show you guys the best part of this whole state. To be honest, it doesn't really look like the rest of the state at all. I went to Harper's Ferry, a neat little place. It looks like this. It's a very historical location, but it's more of a tourist town. Hardly anybody lives here. Cool area though. The area we're going to focus on is the tiny little community of Charlestown. Many people say this is the best place to live in West Virginia. Good for you, Charlestown. Now, a lot of you have told me you don't want to pay the big city prices anymore, and you want more space and less drama. Well, folks, this is it. It doesn't get much more America than this. And as we'll see, you'll still have access to fun things to do, a good job market, and plenty of outdoors. We're going to drive around for a little bit and see what the place looks like, and we're even going to meet somebody who's lived here his whole life. It'll be fun. Let's get started on this episode of Tiny Town 2.0. Small towns, because who wants drama? Small towns where you won't get stuff robbed. Small towns aren't as big as a big place. Everyone here knows your name. Maybe that's good or that's bad. Who knows? Charlestown, West Virginia, population 5,259 and growing. The population here grew by 80% in the last decade alone. This place was named after George Washington's much less well-known brother, Charles. We're in the lower Shenandoah Valley. On one side are the Blue Ridge Mountains, and on the other are the Alleghenies. Charlestown's in Jefferson County, which is the richest county in this whole state. While the average West Virginia family makes about $48,000 a year, and 16% of the state population is in poverty, here, folks are a lot better off. The average household brings in $77,000 a year, and only 11% of the population is in poverty. Crime is far below the national average here. That's probably because everybody knows everybody, and it's West Virginia, damn it. Everybody's got a damn gun. It's chill and nice and cheap, people. Well, it was super cheap, but then, a lot of people fled DC and Baltimore and came here and drove up the home prices. The average cost of a house is just at about the U.S. average, at about $350,000 as of this writing. They're building housing subdivisions all over the area, and they're being annexed into Charlestown city limits. Some say they're building too many damn new homes, but that's rural West Virginians for you. As long as they vote red, I guess folks in town won't mind too much, but that probably won't be the case. Many of the real go-getters in town are going to make the hour-plus commute into the Washington, D.C. or Baltimore metros for work. It's actually not too bad. Most people in LA spend at least an hour in their cars to and from work, and they're sitting in traffic the whole time. At least you'd be driving through some pretty rural countryside, right? City slickers like yourself might not think there's a lot to do here. For fun, it's going to be getting dirty around these parts. In town proper, there's a few restaurants and a couple of places to grab a drink, but here, you'll have to change your mindset. You're going to meet people at church, at farmers markets, high school sporting events, and on walking trails. Fun would be exploring nature and getting involved. There's no mall, there's no bowling alley or a fancy movie theater. People never go to the movies anyways anymore. It's just quiet subdivisions, good schools, and where everybody looks out for one another. There's also a casino in town and a horse track, but you can't do that every weekend. Or maybe you could.
I'd worry that somebody would think I was a druggie if I moved to West Virginia.
Mappy, that's mean. I'm trying to dispel West Virginia stereotypes and you're not helping. Maybe I should put you to work in a damn coal mine.
Hey!
Sorry, Mappy. Just the way it is. So you tell me what makes Charlestown a good place to live?
We have a very good school system in Jefferson County. We have very low crime. We have kind of a small town / big city atmosphere.
Yeah. What is that why? I mean, I hear Charlestown mentioned as pretty much the best place to live in West Virginia. So why would that be?
Probably because of the school system, the location to the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. The history, Harper's Ferry is not far. If you know anything about the history of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of history up
A lot
there.
of Civil War stuff happened right through here.
Yeah, I know. I remember reading all about it. Yeah. So why did you move to Charlestown?
I was born and raised here. So.
Okay. How's the place changed? I know that yeah.
It's just it's grown up a lot. Like housing developments, traffic. Like it used to be more rural, like small town feel, and now it's becoming like we're a part of the metropolitan area of DC. Is the best way I can describe it. Okay.
No, that's not good. I'm sure people are probably getting their britches in a bunch over all the newcomers moving into town, huh?
Well, not really. It's just it's going on again, like it happened years ago, and it's happening again. But that's going to happen in any city this close to DC.
Because it's like one of the last affordable places people could realistically get into DC and have.
Yeah, I mean, my dad drove here. He drove to CIA headquarters every day from Jefferson County, West Virginia, and Vienna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard they're building like a bunch of $500,000 homes up in your area.
A lot. Like literally behind my house, they're probably building several hundred. Right down the street, they're building 2,500 townhouses. They're going to try to annex my property into the city limits of Charlestown, which I guess I'm going to have to fight again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally each end. I live on Jefferson Avenue, and you can look it up. Sorry about the camera. Sorry about that, buddy. I live on Jefferson Avenue, so each end of the street is Charlestown, but the middle is Jefferson County. It's kind of weird where I live, but you can say I live in Charlestown, but basically.
Yeah, you're just across the hall there from downtown, I bet.
Oh, I'm literally a half a mile from the racetrack, half a mile from the courthouse where John Brown was tried. That's all.
What
right
racetrack?
here.
The horse racetrack or dirt?
Yeah. Horses. That is the main back in the day. That was the main economy was horse racing.
Mm-hmm. And y'all got a casino there too now?
Yes. Yep. Full casino, poker tables, slots, you name it.
I in my experience of casinos, usually they do not do very good for the community, and the people that are in there usually should not be spending money in there. Is that how it is in y'all's casino?
Well, crime is very low here. I will say that. Crime is very low. Like, we're not going to put up with crime. Like down around District of Columbia, Baltimore, we're not going to put up with that.
No, I mean, everyone's armed up there, I'd imagine, in Jefferson County, right?
Well, no. If this would be I don't want to say it, the yuppie part of West Virginia. No, you walk into Martin's with the Block 21 on your hip and people get scared.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, bud.
How do you feel when you see these yuppies moving into your area? These out-of-state city slickers coming in that want to take advantage of the cheap land and loose women. I mean, do you guys look down on them? Do you welcome them into town? And how do they
I
react?
mean, I kind of do, and most of the locals do. I mean, they're going to spend their money here. They're going to go to the casino and blow their money. They're going to pay the enormous rates of taxes on your property to fund the school system.
Property taxes are high. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not compared to like Loudoun County, Virginia, but they're the highest probably in the state of West Virginia by far because of the school levy.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, so not the people that are coming to visit Charlestown, which is a very neat place to visit. I'm talking about people that move.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I see it. They're moving here. They're spending their money here. They're paying their property taxes. They're sending their kids to school here. This is probably one of the fastest growing counties in the country, if I have my own opinion. It probably is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. There's lots of room. It's cheap. It's within a couple of metro areas. That's what everyone's trying to do. They're trying to get out. They're trying to, find some space, some cheap land where it's safe. And it's hard to find that anymore in this country. And West Virginia is.
If you drive a couple minutes outside of town, you're in farmland.
Yeah.
My dad's house is literally 5 minutes outside of Charlestown by the fairgrounds of the county, and you're going to run into nothing but farmland still.
There's going to be people that have lived in big cities that have a family and are, entertaining the idea about moving out to the rural areas. They're probably gonna be a little skeptical about moving out to Jefferson County, West Virginia. Would they be justifiably skeptical?
I'll have to say we probably have the best school system within 100 miles of here. My mother was a teacher. She worked in the Board of Education. My grandmother was. My aunt was. My great aunt was. If you really want to try to make people move here, the school system's really good.
Okay, but like, what do people do for fun when they're not from West Virginia? I know y'all like to drive your side by sides and shoot and hunt and fish and all that.
Not here, we don't. No, we don't. No. There isn't a place around here, but a couple places we can go rifle hunting, buddy. There's not enough room even to go rifle hunting anymore unless we go out and know a couple farmers I know, right?
Is that
so? That would kind of scare me if they're moving. If they think they're moving here to go rifle deer hunting or something, that would scare me.
Yeah. Does that frustrate locals? That it seems like it's getting too populated with all these out of towners. I mean,
no, not really. I mean, the traffic is what's frustrating. The traffic. Stoplights everywhere. New stoplights. New stoplights. New stoplights. New stoplights. It's like any growing city, right?
John, I saw I drove all around your city for a few hours.
Did you?
Traffic.
Wait, did you? My street was the one that had a 7-Eleven on each end.
Yes, I drove down that street, and the only traffic was because there was a water main busted, and they had some construction crews out, and they were all having a good old time. I don't think traffic. I think people would.
Well, not in Charlestown.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get, I don't know how to explain it, right?
Yeah, getting out on the interstate there, and it's starting to get.
When I was a kid, there wasn't none of that, right? None of that was here.
I'm curious to know, like, what would a family do? What would I do if I moved there and for fun, for entertainment in Charlestown? What's there to do for fun?
Not a lot, really. If you want the truth, not a lot, buddy. Not a lot. The casino, the racetrack. I mean, we have shopping out the wazoo. If family likes to go shopping. I mean, what do you like to do with your family? Give me an idea here. Give me some ideas.
Go out and eat. Go out a few bars. Play some putt. Shoot some birds. Work on the boat. Hang glide.
Okay. Well, we have the Shenandoah River. There's a Class 3 rapid down there. We can go down the raft in. There's a couple outfitters that do that, and that is very fun. and like everybody's going to get scared if you've never done it before. It's a class 3 rapid.
Yeah, I've done a rapid. I don't remember what class it was.
It's pretty good one.
I would guess it was about a medium class. And I think the most thing I was worried about was the falling in the water. I mean, I didn't know who the guide was. I never met him before. I'm like, is this guy been drinking? Is he tired? I don't want to hit a rock, you know?
Yeah, well, there's 3 or 4 outfitters that do that here. So that would be something fun that a family could do in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
The history is something to see around here. I mean, you have Harper's Ferry right down the street here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where the armory was, Harper's Ferry, right where, I mean, John Brown's cave is down there. John Brown was tried here. John Brown was hung about a quarter mile from my house. There's history to learn about Charlestown. I'm trying to think how I could sell it. There's shopping now everywhere. I mean, you're within the fanciest stores in the country. You're within an hour of any fanciest store in the country you could want to go to.
Like Northern Virginia?
Oh, from here, there's everything right here, but I'm talking about really fancy, like Louis Vuitton. I'm talking really fancy. You could get there too.
How far is that DC to get to Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, probably somewhere down there. You know, like there's everything within a mile of my house here. We've got Kohl's, Home Depot. I mean, there's everything here. But if you want it like extreme high end, you're going to have to drive like a half an hour.
Y'all got a Piggly Wiggly up there?
What? No, what is a Piggly Wiggly again? What's that, a gas station?
No, it's like a grocery store.
No, let's see. We've got
I think it's
Martin's, Wise, Save-A-Lot, Aldi's. I mean, within my house right here, there's 5 grocery stores in a half mile.
Yeah. How many dollar stores? Probably 30.
No, not really. No. They built a whole bunch of Dollar Generals around here for some reason.
Dollar General's taking over the damn country.
I mean, I don't understand why, because I never go in one, but they're everywhere around here now.
They are not my favorite place to go.
No, everything's more expensive. But we have good internet service. They're putting in fiber. Here's a line for you. They're just installing fiber optic high-speed internet, like the high speed in the whole country, in front of my house. So,
yeah,
the real fiber optic,
like real fiber, like 6G.
Like I don't
10.
Yeah, for your house, not maybe for cell phones yet. But
so I'd imagine most people probably they live in Charlestown, cheap homes compared to DC and Baltimore, and they commute into the DC metro. Is that where most of the
that's the only way I can figure out what they do.
Because there's really not a lot between y'all and like DC, right? I mean,
no. Leesburg, I mean, depending on traffic and the time you go, you can be to the White House in an hour and a half from my house.
Mm-hmm.
An hour and 10 minutes, maybe. It's not that far.
So there's a lot of. I mean, you're commuting, but you're driving through beautiful nature land instead of sitting on the traffic. I mean, an hour in LA.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you there. No, because everybody goes to work at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's sure, and I won't do it.
So there is traffic.
It's not like driving through. No. There's right behind my house here, right outside of Charlestown here. It'll take you Route 9 to Leesburg, and it's double lane the whole way.
Yeah.
So it's not like drive through the nature.
No, I get you. And I think you said Jefferson County is the richest county in the state, right?
Oh, by far. Like you would, if this wasn't considered West Virginia, you would consider this like Loudoun County, Virginia. This is Loudoun County, Virginia, in my opinion. Basically, the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine.
If we drive 2 hours, an hour and a half down into West Virginia, you're going to find some of the rawest parts of West Virginia, what West Virginia's name is known for, right? Does that kind of make sense?
Oh yeah, no, I know all the counties down there. They're all struggling with all stuff. Huntington,
Okay.
no, Huntington County.
Huntington, I mean, even Hampshire County. We can be in Hampshire County in 40 minutes probably.
Is it weird to see people flexing and with their big bucks in what used to be rural West Virginia? Does that weird you out sometimes?
No, what, big deer?
No, flexing their big bucks. They're the big,
Oh, their money?
yeah.
No, no, not really. Not at all. Not at all. Let them go spend it at the racetrack and lose it.
Hmm.
That's kind of me, right?
So let me ask you about West Virginia. What are the challenges of your state that you think or that need to be fixed?
See, I kind of consider where I live, it's really not like the rest of the state. So that's a hard question. I don't know. I don't know how to, because of like Jefferson and Berkeley County is totally different from the rest of West Virginia.
I get you. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that, really, to be honest, sir.
No, but I just mean, like generally, like I hear about poverty, opioid abuse,
The roads,
the roads
need fixed.
Yeah,
the roads need fixed like any other state. There's not a lot of drugs around here. There's no crime hardly around here. And down in West Virginia, there probably is a lot of drug abuse, opioid abuse. Like the biggest thing around here, I'm going to have to say in Charlestown itself is like there's a homeless population now, like a city starting.
Man, they're everywhere.
And the cops really ain't doing much about that. It's kind of funny. Like my girlfriend, her good friend was a property manager right over here by Martin's. The homeless people set up an encampment behind Martin's. Cops wouldn't do nothing for him. He went and rented a wood chipper and started throwing wood into the wood chipper and blowing it at their tents and stuff. That happened about 2 years ago.
Did it work? Did it run them off?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, run them off. But the cops wouldn't help him.
That's so West Virginia. Y'all better move. It's what I'm about to do. Is Charlestown the kind of place where people take law into their own hands when you got some vagrants running around and cops ain't doing their job right, or is that
no? Jefferson County. See, Charlestown is Charlestown, okay, and then you have the Jefferson County, and Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. They're going to put up nothing, and they got jurisdiction over the whole county, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm gathering that Charlestown and Jefferson County might as well be its own state. It's not anything like the West or West Virginia.
Not, in Berkeley County, too, you could conclude Martinsburg. Martinsburg is kind of trashy, run down, drug addicts everywhere. Martinsburg is literally Berkeley County. I don't know if you're familiar with the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Panhandle area. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're totally different. Even more, we're totally not like the rest of the state. We're not.
Well,
we're like outcasts. We might as well. Jefferson County might as well be considered Northern Virginia, not West Virginia. It's the best way to sum it up, I guess.
Would you rather be part of Northern Virginia or West Virginia?
I'd rather be in West Virginia due to the property taxes. The property taxes for the main thing. And after this COVID stuff with their mandates, I guess the property taxes are a lot cheaper in West Virginia. And I'm trying to figure out what to say here, right? Without being political. Northern Virginia is very nice, but the property taxes are outrageous down there. They're almost double of what they are in Jefferson County. And literally it's 8 miles from my house.
Let me ask you one more question. How would you define the politics of West Virginia?
West Virginia as a whole would be Republican. Jefferson County is Democrat. Jefferson County is going to vote Democrat. But as a whole of the state, this is the Democrat county, and the rest of the state's going to vote Republican.
How do you feel about your neighbors voting Democrat?
They don't bother me. As long as people don't bother me, I don't care. If that's what they want and that's what they wanted to vote for, they get what they get.
Were there a lot of people hanging Joe Biden flags in your community there?
No. Okay, let me try to reframe that. This is the most liberal county of West Virginia. How does that sound?
But it's still not really that liberal.
It's not really that. It'll go about 50-50. It's about 50-50. It's a tight election here.
What would happen if I hung a big Joe Biden flag in my yard in your hood?
Nothing. It's not a hood here. Nothing.
Yeah.
I put political signs up all the time. Like, what year was it? 2016, I had a ginormous Trump sign up. I had the sheriff for the county. He was Democrat. Next to the lady running for the state senate, that was Republican. All in a big group.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Nobody will bother you. I guess that could be coming due to all these people, really new people moving in these newer housing developments. There could be some crazy people coming that if you put up, I'd probably be more scared now to put up a Trump sign or something like that to get my house vandalized than a Joe Biden sign.
What?
Yes, sir.
Oh, your county has changed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm talking about people moving from all over the country, right? I don't know what they're going to do. That's my opinion. I mean, I'll put anything in front of my house. I don't care. I got cameras and a gun on my hip, right? But it is getting a little more. You notice if you go in the store, like, I don't know, I like carrying a full-size gun, okay? So I'm not trying to really hide it. But if people see it, like, you can tell the people that are used to it and the people that's never seen a gun before in their life in the grocery store.
I mean, if I've never seen a gun before in my life and I get nervous being around guns, I probably shouldn't move to West Virginia anyway then, right?
Right. But that should be it. I mean, because you should just move to Maryland where you can't even carry it almost.
Yep.
Like the laws around here are right here within 10 miles, you can't even carry your gun in Maryland. You can't even have it in your car. Like you can have it inside your house or on your property unless you go start appealing all the paperwork to the state of Maryland. That's a good option right there. I mean, that's a good view of around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a really neat place. I'm glad I saw it, and I'm trying to show everybody there's different sides of West Virginia than you probably know. Most people would probably be shocked.
Yeah. That's why I try to put my West Virginia shirt on here. But
there we go.
I mean, it's really nice here. And it's really, I don't know how to say this, dude. It's, anybody would like it, I guess, here. It's not like when people think of West Virginia, they're thinking back neck, redneck, rural. There's no store in 100 miles, No, not here. You might as well consider this the DC metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm. That's right, people. A side of West Virginia you ain't seen.
So, yeah, basically, that's the best way to say it.
Small towns, because who wants drama? Small towns where you won't get stuff robbed. Small towns aren't as big as a big place. Everyone here knows your name, maybe that's good or that's bad. Who knows? Where you can park your car wherever, where you can watch the man kill your cow, where you can be a mayor and in charge, where you might one day make some new friends. Small towns, because who wants drama? Small towns where you won't get stuff robbed. Small towns aren't as big as a big place. Small towns are a great place to live.
Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. You can get my email in the description to find out how I can help you find your perfect relocation. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more. You can also now buy my songs on iTunes and other formats. Click the link in the description. Thanks for watching. And remember, while we all might have different views, we should all be nice to each other and try to make the U.S. a better place in a positive way.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.